Oh my gosh, welcome BAM. It's time for the big agent meeting. This is my favorite time of the week. I talk to agents all the time. They're like, hey, I'm driving, I'm doing my thing. I'm touring buyers, touring sellers. I just turn on big agent meeting and let it play. And it blows my real estate business up. So we're so excited that you're here. I am Tony King, Vice President of U.S. Growth here at EXP, and I'm so excited I get a chance to share some incredible things with you all. Y'all know me, not my first time on the show. Normally, I do these big, long monologues to get you all fired up and ready to go and knock things down and tear down the walls, blow the world up, set everything ablaze as far as real estate goes. But the cool thing is that this week, I don't have time for all that. I don't. We got so much jam-packed information for you. You're going to hear from Ian. You're going to hear from Brian. Obviously, you're going to hear from Susan. You're going to hear from me. You're going to hear from VFig. You're going to hear from everybody. We got solutions providers. Listen, we have been, and by the way, January's done. We are in February now, February 2025, right? So all those New Year's resolutions, most of y'all can just let that stuff go because it's, who cares anymore, right? No, you should care. I care. We care. You had goals in 2025, and we're here to help you go strong, get you back on track. If you're off track, we'll get you back on track. And if you're still continuing, we're going to continue strong through February. So without further ado, first and foremost, let's hear from my man, Ian at KGCI. Ian, what you got for us, man?
Hey there, thanks for checking in during the big agent meeting here on KGCI Real Estate On Air. Hey, did you start January off with some massive goals, but now we're a month into the year, maybe we're finding ourselves in a little bit of a rut? I want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself and to find some encouragement. Every Monday, we have our Mindset and Motivation Monday, where top producing agents from across the U.S., Canada, and elsewhere are sharing strategies to elevate mindset and business success. So if you're not where you thought you would be or not where you wanted to be, I want you to set a reminder on your phone right now to tune in literally anytime on Monday as it makes sense for you. Now, coming up after the big agent meeting on KGCI Real Estate On Air, we have our weekly Friday focus. And we're going to be spending the next 6 hours focused on how AI is being used to improve lead generation and marketing. You'll be discovering some practical ways the top agents are using AI to generate, nurture, and convert leads more effectively than ever. And if you can't listen live, it's okay. You can catch every episode we air on demand. Just search KGCI Real Estate On Air on your favorite podcast app, or you could download the KGCI Real Estate On Air mobile app from the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search KGCI there, or simply scan the QR code that's coming up on your screen right now. Let's build success together with KGCI Real Estate On Air.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Ian. That was incredible, brother. KGCI, you all, if you are not tuned into that, if you are not uploading that into your brain, into your heart, into your spirit, your soul, I don't know what you're doing. And by the way, it's not just for you. All of the stuff that's on KGCI can be shared, right? So make sure you're sharing that, whether it's for agent attraction, whether it's to your team, whether it's to your downline, your organization, rev share wise, whatever that means for you, share it. That's why we put it out there. It's for you to be able to share. It's not just for EXP agents either. So a lot of folks are using this stuff for agent attraction. So make sure that you're doing that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, many of y'all already know the incredibleness that's about to come on the stage. We have none other than Susan the Brain McClain, as I call her. I call her Susan the Brain McClain because she's like one of the smartest people at EXP, which is saying a lot, by the way, right? Susan is absolutely incredible. She's here to talk about the Team Leader Academy, but she did not come alone. She brought the one, the only, I just call her VFig. I call her Queen V, Miss Veronica Figueroa. She is absolutely incredible. And she's going to be joining. She's going to be talking about the Team Leader Academy as well. I had the opportunity to be a fly on the wall for the Team Leader Academy. And when I tell you they brought the value, I don't want to spoil too much because Susan's going to tell you all about it. But my gosh, it will bless your business like you have never seen. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let Susan talk about it. I'm going to let B-Fig talk about it. Go from there. Go ahead. Susan, what you got?
Thank you. I am so excited to be here, you guys. I am joined by Veronica Figueroa, one of our top team leaders today, and we get to do something super special. We get to announce the official launch of Team Leader Academy coming up on February 17th. Veronica, I'm so excited. This would not exist without you. So, tell us, how did this come about?
First of all, thank you. This is something that's super special. It was just a passion, a brainchild in my head, and you and Leo were just so open to the idea, and just thinking about building the most obviously team-centric brokerage on the planet. As a team leader, I'm super passionate about it. Of course, we have agents that are solo agents and productive agents, and we love that. But understanding that there's an ascension plan, right? And we know so many people want to learn what's their next level, and many of us have teams, but there's an evolution as a team leader. And we see so many agents out there, perhaps seeking out third-party resources and just so many reasons why team leaders want to continue to grow. And I just had this vision of like, if we're going to become the most team-centric brokerage, right? Team Leader Academy has to exist. And there will be an ascension plan for each level of a team leader's journey, whether they're a small team, whether they're an aspiring team, whether they're a standard team or mega expansion team. And what if we were the playbook for them, right? We have the best teams here. We have the best of the best that have, broken all kind of records. We have the playbook. And I remember going to you and Leo and just sharing this vision of what can we do to lay the foundation so people do not need to seek elsewhere at the beginning, right? If along the way, they of course opt in to have additional coaching. And of course, there's an additional coaching element that will come out of Team Leader Academy as this evolves. This is where it needs to be at EXP, especially because we have the most respected teams in the industry. Everything from like the foundation to, what type of team, profitability, P&Ls. And of course, you added so many additional layers to this vision, Susan. So it was really something special. And I never wanted an agent to think that they had to seek elsewhere to get the playbook to truly run a profitable team, a successful team, a team that they love, and that EXP could be the foundation for them to grow however they want to grow their team. So that's really where it came. And the fact that you guys listened and turned this into an entire division, I am honored to have played a part of it and excited to do so with some friends also who play advisors on this journey with you.
Well, don't use past tense. It's not played a role. Like you are playing a role. And so I remember when we first had our very first phone call about this, and I hung up, and I still remember like the goosebumps and just my wheels spinning of like, what can we create? What a phenomenal idea. And I am so thankful that you made that phone call that day, and that, here we are with the official launch right around the corner. So
yeah, as a team leader, I live and breathe being, teams. I think about teams. I've had the pleasure of working with some of the best teams all over the country, regardless of what brand they are at. I've coached teams, and it's just something I stay up at night thinking about. How can we arm teams with more resources, support, give them a shortcut to some of them, to avoid making the mistakes that many of us have made. When I started a team 15 years ago, it was just a theory, it was just a theory, and a lot of people were just figuring it out. But we have now a plan, a playbook, the resources, and we can help accelerate the career of not only team leaders, but the people that choose to trust those team leaders. And I'm super excited that EXP now is playing such a huge part to make sure that we arm team leaders with the best playbook. We support them right now. Leo's, we've seen Leo's masterminds with John Cheplack, so many cool things. Like, we are so ready to support team leaders and build team leaders for the future. And I'm honored that Team Leader Academy is going to be paving the way.
Well, I want to get into what comes with Team Leader Academy, but I do want to tell you really quickly, when I think the very first time I talked about Team Leader Academy publicly was at the WIN event, the Women's Impact Network event last fall. And I had this like rush of team leaders that came up to me and said, when we started a team, we didn't know what to do. It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? And okay, let me see what sticks, and let me see what sticks now. So one of the first things that we do with Team Leader Academy, actually one of the biggest pieces of Team Leader Academy, is EOS. And EOS, if you're not familiar, is the Entrepreneur Operating System. And so instead of throwing spaghetti at the wall, it gives you processes and it gives you a system to run your business. So everything from vision alignment, right? Making sure everyone on your team understands the vision and they understand their role in that vision too. It's not just the team leader's vision. It's where are we going as a group of people who are rowing in the same direction. The accountability piece, right? Everyone on the team has a number, and that's actually, it's a positive. And when we talk about accountability, sometimes I think it can be looked at as like a negative, like, oh, go do this. And it's not, it's the absolute opposite. It's
the highest form of love. It's the highest form of love.
Yes, I love that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to steal that. So
I didn't make it up. It's just the truth. I mean, but it is. And by the way, I want to emphasize EOS is such a gem. It is truly a tool, guys. If you've never read Rocket Fuel, if you've never read Traction, if you've never looked into EOS, this people pay thousands of dollars, $50,000 on upward of that to have an implementer. And the fact that EXP has brought this on with obviously Team Leader Academy, this is a game changer. I'm really, really grateful, Susan, that you brought that point and you brought this value to this, to the Academy. So I just wanted to emphasize that. That in itself is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. And the last brokerage that I was a part of and I ran as a VP, we ran the brokerage on EOS. So I know it, I've taught it to team leaders. I understand it. And I wanted to bring it to EXP. And I'm so, so thankful that we have Team Leader Academy to do that. So, but EOS is such a huge part of Team Leader Academy, just understanding the systems and the processes of running a business. But then we also talk about retention and coaching, right? How do you retain your team members? How do you coach them to higher productivity? We talk about attracting team members, right? What sets you apart as a team? How do you onboard them? We give you, what else do we give you, right? Playbooks, toolkits.
It's funny, Susan. I mean, like thinking about the moment that we had that conversation, I said, what are the number one challenges that sometimes team leaders have? A, it's recruiting. B, right? And then what is some of the challenges that agents might have? They might not even know that a team in their market is looking for talent. And what we've been able to see is that agents that start on a team, accelerate their career. They have coaching, they have development, they have, perhaps the platform for leads. And my dream was that EXP can pair agents with great teams in their market and that they give them the option. Sure, you can go mentorship, solo agent, but also you can be paired with great team leaders that are certified in your market, that have gone through the playbook, and you can be paired and you have options. And the other thing was, hey, if there's an agent who was crushing it. Let's just say you were crushing it during COVID, or you were crushing it, but your life has changed and you want perhaps a different type of community or accountability. And maybe your business is just kind of on a decline or whatever the reason might be. It's not a negative. You say, maybe I'm ready to explore a team. We can now pair you with a certified team in the area. So it was a dream of mine that this platform would also be a tool to support team leaders, pairing them with great agents, rock stars that just needed an environment to thrive. And this is the part that makes me so excited about pairing agents with great team leaders and team leaders helping agents thrive in their career. And then when they graduate, guess what? Maybe they're the next wonderful team leader here at EXP. And that's our promise. We want to make sure no agent is left behind and that agents know they have a community. It doesn't matter who you're organization with. It doesn't matter if you're already at EXP. This is a program that is going to make sure that agents thrive now and in the future. So Susan, that's one of the things I'm so excited about, that pairing with agents. And I can go on and on for this, so I'm gonna zip it on that part, but you can tell my passion and why this was something that would keep me up at night and say, we have to do this here at EXP.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because sometimes I forget about it, right? It's such a huge part of this, that qualifying teams can apply for growth assistance through EXP channels. And we're just building this out. We have so many cool things planned to help our certified teams grow. So yes, we're
in the lab talking about all the cool things, what it's going to look like, what the certification is going to include. And all I can say is what we've already started with is just truly, truly powerful, but it's not the end. It's just the beginning. And with you at the helm of it and Leo and you guys listening and having so many team leaders contributing to what we want to see, what we would love to do to support the partners in our organization throughout the country, and just great team leaders who are also joining because they now know that they have this valuable tool. So it's exciting, guys. If you guys have not taken a look at it, I highly recommend that you jump in on, take a look at this, jump on, come do this with us, and we're going to grow together. It's really exciting.
Yeah, come join us. So, by the way, if you want a sneak peek of Team Leader Academy, next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Brian Ellington and I are doing a webinar, and we have a special guest of Jessica Nieto. So we're actually going to be talking about the systems of leadership. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to take a deep dive into your organizational checkup. And your organizational checkup is one of the first things that we do in Team Leader Academy. So that checkup will help you diagnose your strengths, your gaps within your team. You're going to leave with some action steps, some things that you can do to implement right away to improve your team's performance and your retention. So there's a QR code right there where you can sign up. So we will see you next Wednesday on that webinar. And Veronica, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your ideas, your passion, your input. EXP and Team Leader Academy would not be the same without you. So super thankful for you.
Thank you guys for all you do. Excited to see everyone grow.
Okay. All right. We'll see you on the 17th.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for it. Listen, if you have not signed up for the next Team Leader Academy cohort, you need to stop what you're doing right now. Follow Susan's directions and be a part of that next cohort. It's going to be incredible, right? I can't wait. It gets better and better and better. So next up, speaking of better and better and better, we have none other than Mr. Brian Ellington. He's here to drop some Brian bombs on us again. That's kind of what he does. He drops all these Brian bombs to blow up your business. So, and your mindset. So without further ado, Mr. Brian Ellington, Chief Learning Officer, what you got for us?
All right. Thanks, Tony. Hey, everybody. I wanted to start with a concept today that may help some of you, and it's called negativity bias. And it was first expounded upon by Paul Rosen and his partner Roisman. And negativity bias goes something like this. I'll actually give you the definition. What they said was it's a cognitive bias that even when positive or neutral things of equal intensity are present or occur, things of a more negative nature, like harmful thoughts, whatever, have a greater effect on our psyche. Now, the consummate example that you'll hear about this is bunnies and snakes, right? So if you open a box full of bunnies, a bunch of little cute bunnies, but there's one snake in there, where's your focus going to be? It's on the snake. And that's natural. It's how we're designed. It's protectionism in our minds, right? This is how we protect ourselves both physically and psychologically. And so it's a good thing until it's unchecked. Like Jung said, until we make the unconscious conscious, it continues to rule our life, and we call it fate. So when we talk about this, the reason why it's relevant is because it affects us in real estate as well as in our personal lives. So a good example of this might be going out and trying a new marketing technique. And when you don't get the huge immediate results that you had hoped for, a lot of agents simply quit instead of focusing on the positives and figuring out the things that we could do to accelerate that marketing. Because like marketing in all things in our business, there are techniques, there are strategies, there's tips and little things that we can do, tactics to make our business go faster. You see, there's what we know we don't know, and there's what we don't know about all aspects of our business. And for all of that, eXp University can help. So let me share with you a few things coming up this week for you from the university, starting with Monday, Level Up with our friend Tamila. Tamila is going to be talking about high impact campaign strategies that drive traffic, generate leads, and boost your conversion. She's going to help you unlock the secrets of powerful digital marketing to help you in your business. On Tuesday, my friend Brendan Brittingham is coming in for a free session. He's going to be talking about that in just a second here as I share an interview I did with him this week that I think you're really going to love. So he's got a free session. And then also our Expand Investing in-person mastermind is taking place February 26th in Dallas, Texas. So make sure you go to expelevatecoaching.com and then join Brandon on Tuesday as well for that session. Also Tuesday, Renee Rodriguez with Amplify EXP. This man is a genius, best-selling author, well-known speaker and coach. This is part of the Amplify EXP series he's doing for us. You can sign up with this QR code. He's going to be talking on Tuesday about the narrative gap in communication. Then on Thursday, our friend Amy Weaver is going to be doing the masterclass on hustle and heart. And if you know Amy, you know she's got both of those in spades. That's really going to help you with your real estate business. I hope you join that. Then next week, my friend Devontae Blow is joining us for Big Agent Meeting. So stay tuned and tune in for that. Also next week on the eXp University Lab, my friend Tristan Adams sat down with me and he told me his amazing secrets for how he's been crushing it as a newer agent, taking over 20 listings in a year with his FSBO strategies and techniques. So I hope you'll join us for that as well. All right, without further ado, I want to share a conversation that I had with Brendan Brittingham about expand investing, building his team, and all things related to it. So here you go. All right, guys, thank you so much. Brendan, thank you so much for being with us. Once again, we're always excited to have you on the show. Now, I want to talk all things expand investing, but I can't ignore the fact you've been here for just a short amount of time and you've already started taking advantage of rev share and attraction, helping to impact people's lives. I'm curious, how's that going for you?
Man, it's been great. I mean, we had a pretty big icon in the industry last week on Friday join with us, and then another independent brokerage joined with us today. Got a bunch of people in the pipeline. I've had a ton of people join with us already. I'm super excited about it, man. It's the EXP 2.0. And obviously I'm not there yet because I'm new with some of the big downlines, but if you know me, I think in abundance, and I'm all about sharing what I know, what I've learned. And I'm going to talk a little bit about recruiting and retention coming up. We're going to do a call, and I'm going to talk about some of the things that I'm doing, some of the things that are working. So one thing I keep hearing from everybody is they're saying, no one's ever explained EXP to me the way that you have. And I think that has been a catalyst to my growth in the short time that I've been here. So I'm again, anything that I can share that's going to help, I'm always willing to do that.
I want to ask you about that, but you said, and I'll share with everybody. So Tuesday, February 11th, Brendan is doing a free session on recruiting and retention. That's 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll do that with him. And again, that's Tuesday, February 11th. So I want to ask you about that. So you said you hadn't heard anybody share about EXP or they hadn't heard anybody share about EXP quite the way that you had. What's different in your take on it?
So I think that, number one, I don't recruit, I invite. And I think that there's a big difference. If you just think about that as a play on words, when someone invites you to something versus recruiting you, it's a completely different conversation. And I think that for a long time, a lot of people were recruiting people. People don't want to be recruited. They want to be invited. And I think the operational excellence that EXP has, we don't talk about enough. We don't talk about, like all the stuff that you're doing, FastCap, the stuff with the university, and then the operational excellence around transactions, around brokerage support. It's so weird to me that prior to being here, no one told me how good it was. Like I had to find out on my own. And I mean, to Leo's credit, Leo sold me on that, and he's not let me down, but neither has any of his teams. But I think one of the things that I've talked a lot to people about is the support, is the pain points that we have of running a real estate business that EXP takes away from us. And no one, for the most part, had explained that to me very well, except for Leo. And now that I've been here for a couple of months and I understand it, I'm able to translate that. And over and over and over again, people are like, no one's told us that. And so I think that I think people that have been in EXP for a while, maybe they just don't think about it because, they have it every day and they kind of forgot what it was like pre-EXP. So they don't really talk about the operational excellence, but that's one thing I talk about a lot.
Yeah, it's very small details sometimes that really surprise people. We had a brokerage join us, and the broker owner, who's actually an old friend of mine, shared that he was just delighted in the fact that he was able to get support like that. Like literally our SLA, I don't know if it's still there, but for the longest time it was like 35 seconds or something crazy like
under
that.
A minute.
To get in front of a support person. It's still under a minute, but just try doing that out, even in a live bullets in-person brokerage. Try doing that. You're not going to get support that quickly. And then being able to get paid at the table as quickly as we can do that, even giving you advances on your earned revenue share through our system. It's just crazy amounts of really vital pieces of the puzzle that other brokerages haven't yet solved that we have, that, to your point, maybe we don't do a great job about talking about it out loud.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So when you're out there talking to folks, I'm curious, how are you getting these conversations started with them? What are you doing in terms of purposeful, proactive outreach?
So I will tell you, Brian, for the most part, people are reaching out to me. And that comes from years and years of giving away massive value to the market and not asking for anything in return. But if I do strike up a conversation, I come from a standpoint of, you've probably heard about it, you've probably been pitched on it, but has anyone told you about EXP 2.0? And if not, I just want to have a high level conversation with you about it, and forget what you heard. Just let me tell you through my lens and my experience, because whether a myth or a rumor or whatever means absolutely nothing from a standpoint of what I've actually experienced. I just want to have a conversation with you and tell you what my experience is. And it may be a fit or it may not be a fit for you, but I'd love to share my experience with you. And then you're going to make your own decision as a business person, what makes the most sense. But that strikes curiosity. And most people who are entrepreneur minded will say, yeah, I'm interested in having a conversation. And at no point do I sell. I just listen and explain what I think the benefits are and where it would work for them in their business. It's not difficult. Where you go off the track is you try to sell.
Yeah. So asking questions about their goals, what they're trying to accomplish, and then providing insight as to how you or EXP could help.
Well, what their pain points are, right? Like, I mean, the brass tacks is, are you going to be better over here or where you're currently at? For most people, they're going to be better over here, but we have to base it on what they want and not what we want. So it comes down to, what are their pain points and do we have the ability to solve them? And in most cases, I find that EXP does.
That's awesome. Anything else you want to tease about Tuesday session before I switch gears on you?
So, I think one of the places that we fall down on is running a real estate team is the onboarding process. And we have gotten really neurotic about it, down to we follow a step-by-step manual for every single new recruit, which I've spent years and lots of money on refining. So if you show up to the call, I'm going to give everybody our onboarding manual for free. So that's one give back that I'm going to give you in exchange for you showing up and giving me your time.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you, man. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to switch gears though, because while I've got you, I want to talk to you about expand and investing, both as a real estate agent, becoming an investor, and then also too working with investors. So we have the first in-person mastermind coming up February 26th in Dallas at the Virgin Hotel. And if you are interested, you can go to expelevatecoaching.com and find out more details about that. You can also sign up, and then our first virtual mastermind is also February 13th. So we're going to do a little groundwork in anticipation of the 26th. So I'm curious about your journey. First off, you want to just share a little bit about your journey as an investor?
Yeah. So I got into real estate myself specifically just to become an investor. And I thought, that's why I got my license. I thought everyone in real estate invested in real estate. That's why I got my license. And I quickly found out that not to be the case. And, I just, coming in the business in 2008, where I saw everybody's business absolutely tank, and they didn't have a plan B, and they didn't have any assets, and their asset was going out and selling more houses, and didn't have a plan B, didn't have a retirement set up. That's why I really wanted to invest in real estate at an early age. And what it's done for me in my business is I wouldn't be here talking to you if I did not have a really large, strong investment side of our business. It has propelled us to do things that have not been done in this industry in a very long time.
Yeah. And I know in the content that we have for the program, we have some of the conversations we've been having lately with agents recorded. And one in particular, actually a couple of them, deal with this sort of negative mindset that I hear quite often when it comes to becoming an investor is, I would if I had the money. You want to talk a little bit about that thought?
Yeah. So it's funny is I was on a sales meeting today with someone that's in my downline talking to all of her agents, and this question came up. When I first started in real estate, I did not have the money and I did not have the credit. And one of the things we teach you in Expand Investing is how you invest in real estate without having money, which is in most cases, a lot of investors, that's where they start. So I think there's multiple ways that you can get into a deal without your own capital. In fact, most deals that I get into, I don't have my capital in them at all. So that's one of the biggest myths that's out there, is that you need a bunch of money to get into real estate investing. That could not be farther from the truth. And that's one of the things we're going to teach you how to do.
Yeah, and we have partners that are part of the program that can help with that. And you had them do a simple exercise of going to Facebook. Do you want to share with the audience here what you had them do?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like I always say this: good deals find money. If you can go out into the market and find good deals, which you probably can already, but if not, we can show you multiple ways to do that. But like, if you were to go on Facebook right now as an agent and just put, "Who wants to invest in a real estate deal with me?" put that on your timeline and see how many people respond to that. You will understand what I'm talking about. There's so many people out there that want to invest in a real estate deal, that want to invest in a real estate deal with you, or will put the capital up to do a real estate investment deal with you. That's in your network that you're not even asking. And that's what that, every single time we do that, that's what that example proves.
Yeah, I'm one of them, right? I'm not selling in my day-to-day now. And so I'm not out in the market. I don't know what deals are out there. And so somebody who is a simple scout for me, man, that would take a lot of burden off my shoulders and get me into some properties a lot quicker. So with investing and Expand, what are the other things that you see that hold agents back aside from the money?
You know, it's a limiting belief. I think it's kind of crazy is that what's wild is almost every agent that I've ever talked to has done the investor's job for them, but not been the investor. So they've gone out, found the property for the investor, told them what renovations to make, or told them what it would rent for, do that whole process. Then it gets rented, or the investor fixes it up and resells it. So they found the property for the investor, which is the hardest part. Then they did the underwriting for them, which is told them what to do, and then told them what it would sell for, what it would rent for. And then on the other side, did the disposition, sold the asset for them, but they were just the transaction coordinator, which is wild to me. So everybody, for the most part in this industry, knows how to do it. But there's a disconnect that they are scared to take that risk and be on the investor side, which I just think is a limiting belief. And no one has a better opportunity to do it than us. And when you think about the margins you can make in investing, the increase to your net worth, the shelter that it provides for taxes, it does not make sense, even if you don't do it at any crazy level. You know what I mean? If you do it at a very small level from a transaction count, it still can add a substantial amount of income, net worth, and tax shelter. It doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't do it, but a lot of times it's just a scarcity mindset of not thinking in abundance and just scared to pull the trigger.
And when you think about Expand and what we want to help accomplish, what's the easiest first steps for an agent to take to get into investing?
Well, shameless plug, but I think I'm super passionate about this, and I've helped real estate agents, team leaders, brokerages all over the United States change their trajectory of their business by teaching them how to invest in real estate like we do. It was a big part of why I came to EXP, is because our CEO comes from being a real estate investor. So he understood this, and he understood how important this is to get his agents educated on going out there and becoming investors so they can change the wealth trajectory of their business and the trajectory of their business in general. So one of the easiest ways to do this is to get involved with us so we can teach you how to do this and drastically change your business. There's no excuse because now you've got a place in-house to go learn this.
Cool. And as somebody joining, what could I expect from the program?
So it's linear. So we're going to, no matter what education level you have as an investor, we're going to teach you from step 1 to step 100. So we're going to take you through and teach you how to do it at just like EXP is for real estate agents. You can build whatever business you want, how big or small or relative to what you want to do. In Expand Investing, we're going to teach you how to build the investment side however you want to build it. We're going to give you the blueprint. We're going to give you the SOPs, all of our vendors. We're going to plug you in directly to everything that we do. And then it's your choice of how you want to build it on your own. But we're literally going to give you a linear path that you can go out after the first session and start doing this.
And monthly, we're doing virtual calls with folks, group coaching sessions, also adding to our content library as we go. And then 3 in-person masterminds. I believe it's February 26th, May 22nd. And then we're doing one at eXpCon in Miami. That should be a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
But these are all in person. Those 3 are in person, starting February 26th in Dallas. May 22nd, we'll be back in Dallas, and then we'll go to Miami in October. I'm curious because we talk a little bit about the sort of beginner investor, but you by no means are a beginner. In fact, we have a lot of very experienced investors for those folks. At that level, what do you think the focus then shifts to?
You mean if you're a beginner? Is that your question?
Yeah, no, an experience. If you're an experienced investor, like somebody like yourself or some of the other folks that we have in the program who are experienced investors, where then does the focus become?
So, I think the great thing is when you start to get to mastery level of anything, you get in rooms to just get 1 or 2% better. Because when you're at a mastery level, 1 or 2% is massive shifts in your business. So if someone is in the middle or close to mastery in investing, you're going to come in that room and get that extra 1 or 2%. And I'll tell you, at the level that I'm playing at, which is a mastery level in a lot of things, I go sit in rooms, masterminds, coaching, the whole thing, and I may only get 1 or 2 things out of the entire day, right? Twofold. The other 99 or 98% of the time, it's reminding me of things, right, that I should be doing and that I know. So that I always appreciate that. But that 1 or 2% shift that I make, at the level I'm playing out now is massive. So those who are at that level, shout out Parker Pemberton. I think he did almost 1,300 units. He's in the program. A guy like that, I'm going to give him 1 to 2%, but that 1 to 2% is going to change his business drastically.
Yeah, when you have a portfolio of 50 million, for example, 1 to 2% is a darn good year, right? That's a really
Absolutely.
great. Increasing your portfolio by that much can really help, no matter what level you're at.
100%.
All right. Any final thoughts for agents thinking about getting into investing or working with investors?
So, I think that it's, time is undefeated in real estate. When you can get in real estate and hold property, it's going to always go up. You got to have a retirement plan and an exit plan in this business. Obviously, we know EXP is a great choice for us because of some of the things it allows us to do to build wealth. But I think one of the easiest paths to wealth is to own real estate, and we have a front row seat. We get rewarded from a tax code perspective to own real estate. And just think about the house you grew up in as a kid. What is that house worth today? That should tell you all you need to know. And stop convincing yourself of all the reasons why you can't, and figure out the reasons why you can. Because when you figure out the reasons why you can, your income and net worth is going to change drastically. I said this on another call earlier today. I don't have a college education. I don't have a high school education. I was kicked out of high school. And my first year in real estate, I absolutely bombed. I was terrible. I was able to figure out all this stuff, not coming from money, not coming from anything. I'm not more intelligent than the next person. I'm just consistent. I don't take no for an answer, and I find a way. Most real estate agents have that attitude. Think about all the difficult things you got to figure out in a deal, and all these deals that you've gotten to the table, and all these obstacles that you've had to overcome. And you're scared to overcome the biggest path to wealth in front of you, which is owning and buying real estate and being active in the real estate business. It is a false sense of reality that you're telling yourself a story that's not real. You got to get on the other side of that, and your life will change dramatically.
Yeah. My cool thing about my job is I get to be in rooms like this, and I'll tell you from my perspective, because I am a real estate investor as well, nowhere near on your level. And let's just say yet, right? But sitting in a room listening to not just you, not just the partners that you bring to the table for things like tax advice, which, you think about investing, but that's part of it, right? All the financing options and some of the partners that can come explain that to you. And then just the brilliance of the agents that are part of the group in the room. Just a great opportunity for you to learn and get a sense of who's very far above you and what that looks like, and who's just right above you and what it would look like to make that shift. That's been a great experience for me, and I hope that helps you all as well. All right, Brandon, we really appreciate it. EXPElevateCoaching.com, expand investing. We are starting up our virtual on February 13th, and then we'll do our first in-person February 26th. So you've got plenty of time. Go get signed up. And then for those of you who want to learn more about recruiting and retention, on February 11th at 3 p.m. Eastern, join us where Brendan's going to do a session for us for free on recruiting and retention. Brendan, thanks so much, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right, guys, back to you.
I think I need to change the name now. Now it's Brian and Brandon bombs, right? They just dropped some Brian and Brandon bombs. Can I believe it or not? I used to rap, and now I just completely lost me. I can't do it anymore. But Brian and Brandon bombs dropped all over the place. That was incredible. Thank you so much for dropping that value. Making money. So that's awesome. Now going forward, we have some solutions that if you're not taking advantage of at EXP, again, I don't know what you're doing, right? You've got to be applying these things to your real estate business. The first one is Curbio, right? And they're going to come on. They're going to tell you all about their product and how incredible it is, especially in this market, right? When it's hard to get sellers to kind of see the big picture, it's incredible for that. And then we also have eXpressOffers. So these are two. This is a left hook, right hook to help you win more listings and to help you sell more as a listing agent, right? As we shift from this buyer side environment to a sell side environment, you got to be sort of on your toes in either regard. So really, really strong seller value proposition here. I'll shut up and let our solution providers tell you all about it. Curbio's first.
Hello, everybody, and thanks so much for having me here. I'm Amanda, our VP of Marketing here at Curbio, and I'm so excited to have this really great conversation with two EXP people that you really need to know if you don't. Before we bring them on stage, I just wanted to take a quick second. If anyone here is not yet familiar with Curbio, we are the agent's contractor. All we do is get homes ready for sale, whether they need some repair work, some light refreshes, curb appeal, landscaping, all the way to bathroom and kitchen makeovers, really whatever your listings need to get them ready for sale. And every aspect of our service is tailored around supporting you, the real estate agent. We've completed over 5,000 projects, both large and small, all of them for agents like you. And we really are focused on providing a service that is something that you need. You need a dependable partner, one who's always available for you, and one who's going to help you hit your listing target date with no hassles and no surprises. So what better way than to share a little bit about what makes Curbio unique for real estate agents than to bring in my guest today. So first we have Ed Lane from Seattle, Washington. He is managing broker and team lead of the Ed Lane team. And I'm also joined by D'Amica Bermudez, associate broker, certified mentor, and team lead of the Connected Purpose Group. And guys, I'm not joking. If you are not connected with these two individuals here, go find them on Workplace because they are just phenomenal. So thanks so much for joining us today. And I guess we'll get started. And I would love for you guys to share, we all know here on the call, buyers are looking for, move-in ready homes, which makes pre-sale updates, big or small, really part of every real estate transaction. And so I would love, Ed, maybe we can start with you. What was your process for getting your listings ready to go on the market before Curbio? What were some of the challenges that you faced, and how has Curbio helped you solve those challenges?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of an interesting perspective because I was a general contractor. So I was doing pre-list rehabs with my own money before joining EXP and getting exposed to the Curbio product. So that's how I did it, and it worked really well. In fact, for those of you listening to this, there's nothing more elegant than when you meet a seller lead and you literally represent 3 different ways they can sell their home: cash offer, as is, or as repaired. Now they don't need to talk to anybody else, right? So it really thins out the competition when they realize they can just go whatever direction they want to go with you. So when I joined EXP, my mission was really to see, should I keep doing what I've been doing, or do they do a good enough job that I can take myself out of that equation? And what I found was, between the project manager and design choices, all the stuff that I was having to do before, I could now have additional people helping me do it, or they were doing it entirely. And so then it just became a matter of analyzing, okay, what's the cost of the work, what's the quality of the work, and what's the speed of the work? And if it all checked out, it was a home run. So my first deal was a small $12,000, cleanup, rehab, landscape, a little bit of paint, a tiny bit of carpentry. And that listing sold for $83,000 more. So the ROI was 600%. And I usually, when I talk to sellers, I say, if we're going to do this, you should expect at least a 40% ROI. That way, if the market were to shift while we're doing the work or something, there's a buffer there and you're still going to make money. But 600%, I'll do that every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that, you got such a great outcome for your clients. But I think it's also, worth noting that Curbio is really here to be your go-to contractor for whatever your listings need, right? So D'Amica, I know you worked on a few projects with us, and one was just a light refresh. Tell us more about that project and the results that you were able to achieve.
Yeah, so hi everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in. Curbio is the best. The project that we had most recently was with one of my clients who, kind of like what Ed was saying, didn't need too much, just a little extra TLC. I believe we did like a power wash on the outside, some paint, and I believe some door hardware. There were some updates that needed to be done on the deck as well, as far as painting. And, prior to using Curbio, my client came to me as a referral, and she was like, oh gosh, D'Amica, I really need to sell my home. We're, moving out of state, but I got some stuff I need to take care of. I'm not sure if I can afford to do it before I sell. Mm-hmm. And so even though, you guys are definitely my go-to for jobs to get taken care of that they can't pay until closing, I didn't realize y'all could do the small jobs too. So that was a huge eye opener for me. I just ran it by my client to see how she would feel about it. And she was like, well, I guess let's see if they can help. And sure enough, you guys did. Like, you were right on with the deadline. The portal that you guys use is so awesome. I don't know if you were going to talk about that tool, but the portal that you use to stay in communication with the project manager, like Ed was talking about, being able to showcase the different materials. I mean, I like to design certain things, but my taste may not be other people's taste. I mean, heck, I got on spring clothing colors in the winter, right? So, so it just really, really made sense.
Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. And Ed, I know that you have a really, great relationship with your project manager who's local to the Seattle area. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with your project manager and how that, might alleviate things that you used to do managing these projects yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So, as with any business partner, once you build that trust up, it becomes, your right-hand man or right-hand gal in my case. I'll give you a great example. Last year, January of last year, actually, about 12 months ago, I had one where it was built in the 90s and it was all brass finishes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was talking to her and she's like, we can't really justify replacing everything, hinges, doorknobs, everything. But if we switch some of the fixtures to brushed gold, that will go well with the other stuff that we leave. And man, she wasn't wrong. That was that came together beautifully. It was, as you guys probably remember, January of last year, the market actually heated up quite a bit. And that client netted an extra $195,000 because of the cleanup. And as you sort of touched on at the beginning, Amanda, we're in a little bit of a surreal market, right? If you don't price a property right, it'll languish. But if it's priced right and it's move-in ready, it will get multiple offers. And that's what happened with this one. So it's worth the time and energy to coordinate with your project manager and pick out the colors and do all that stuff. And that's all off my shoulders, which I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but design is not my strength, right?
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of, with Curbio, we've already done the heavy lifting. We take the guesswork out of what buyers are looking for. You pick from a catalog of materials that we know are filled with finishes that buyers are looking for. So really everything we're doing is just to help and support you so you guys can focus on what you do best. Go out there, meet your clients, win listings, nurture relationships. And Damika, we're going to wrap up here, but if you could kind of summarize, 1, 2, 3 step, how would an EXP agent get started with Curbio?
To get started with Curbio, you would first go ahead and go into EXP World or Workplace, and reach out that way, or go to the website, request a quote, and they reach out to you within 24 hours. I think the last time I requested a quote, my phone was blowing up in about an hour. So it was pretty awesome. Once you do that, you schedule your one-on-one, have a conversation. If you are in fact going to represent your client wholeheartedly the whole time, put your information there. They'll get in contact with you, and the rest is history. I just wanted to, I know you said we're about to wrap up. I just wanted to say, for those newer agents even, Curbio is awesome for marketing. Those marketing templates that you have on your webpage are really, really great. They help you as an agent to look as professional as possible when talking about your seller tools. So Curbio, thank you so much for putting that marketing together.
That's a great point. Yes, this is a great way to go and win the listing.
Absolutely.
Position yourself as, hey, I'm the agent that has a ready to go, service that I trust, that's been vetted by my brokerage.
Absolutely.
I'm here to help you.
And it makes you look good when you push that out on your social media. Seriously, I've had multiple calls from just pushing out your marketing. So thank you.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know that's helped. And for anyone here on the call to get started, you could visit Curbio.com/EXP. Again, you can request a free same-day estimate. We'll be in touch with you. And you can also access tons of customizable marketing resources right there on the page. So visit us there, Curbio.com/EXP. And we're looking forward to helping you with your listings. And with that being said, thank you so much, Ed and Damika, for joining me here today. And we'll get back to the big agent meeting.
Amanda.
Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Terrence Clark, manager of the eXpressOffers platform. eXpressOffers is ESP's proprietary platform that connects you, your sellers, to ready, willing, and able cash buyers. Today, we are joined by Keena Bass and Madison Boyer, who are going to share with you how they have leveraged the EXpressOffers platform to scale their businesses, win more listings, and provide better solutions to their sellers. Hey, good morning, Kena and Madison.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you guys for taking the time to join me this morning on this quick highlight of the EXpressOffers platform. I'm super thankful for the both of you. So Kena, let me start with you really fast. Can you tell our audience a little bit about you, where you're from, and then tell us about your strategy with EXpressOffers and how you've integrated it in your business?
I'm Kena Bass. I'm a team leader in the Atlanta area. And the way I've integrated EXpressOffers into my business is we offer it on every listing appointment. We use it to get in the door to potential sellers who would not initially ask for a real estate agent. They're looking for cash offers. So we've integrated it by offering using EXpressOffers to get the cash offers that we're able to offer them at the appointment.
Nice. And what other opportunities have you gotten access to as a certified agent?
Leads. So the biggest one is we've been able to get leads from EXpressOffers. Those have been crucial because they are a big part of our business and what we do. So I'll say that's the biggest thing. And then also the opportunities that we wouldn't normally have, especially with for sale by owners, expireds, and people just looking for a quick sale in general.
No, nice. And can you tell me about a specific deal or success story that you've had using the EXpressOffers platform?
Yes, just recently, I was able to talk to a seller who initially wanted a cash offer. The main reason that she wanted a cash offer was because she travels a lot. She didn't have time to prepare her home for the market. And she thought, I'll just get a cash offer because I don't want to be doing all of this repairs, all of the footwork, getting the house ready, showing people and things like that. So when I got to the appointment, she really just was overwhelmed. So I just offered to go ahead and list it versus doing a cash offer because her house was really marketable. It was in a neighborhood that would sell really well. So we decided to list it.
Awesome. Okay, Madison, now you tell us a little bit about you and how you've integrated EXpressOffers into your business.
Yeah, so I'm an agent in the Charlotte, North Carolina market, and I've used EXpressOffers several different ways. Primarily being that any seller that I'm meeting with, they are presented with the option to use EXpressOffers to see an offer from any of the buyers. There are a lot of buyers in the Charlotte market that are on that platform, and so I've been able to leverage offers for most of my seller clients on the platform.
Nice. What other ways are you leveraging EXpressOffers that maybe most agents are not taking advantage of today?
Yeah, so similar to Kena, I have gotten some leads from EXpressOffers that have been great. And also I have a buyer on the platform. And so able to tailor their buy box to what's coming through and be able to help them find investment opportunities that can then be listed on the back end as well.
Nice. And so for people who may not know what she means by having a buyer, she actually brought on one of the investors in the platform. And so every transaction that buyer will close, she'll actually get paid a piece of the transaction fee, which is $800 per transaction that's done. So thank you for that connection. For sure. We're super appreciative. Tell me about any specific deal or success story that you've had using the EXpressOffers platform.
Yeah, so a couple months ago, I had clients that wanted a quick sale. They did not want to go on the market. They did not want to have to prep their home. And they needed it sold in under a month so that they could move to a different part of the state. And so we were able to submit it to EXpressOffers, get them an offer from Open Door that was super easy and seamless and closed quickly with no problems. So it was great.
Perfect. Now, so if I could ask you both for one or two takeaways for agents that are watching this that may not know about EXpressOffers, may not be certified, or maybe they are, what takeaways would you give them to be successful leveraging the platform? And Kena, we'll start with you.
The main takeaway is just offering it to every seller. It doesn't matter if they are requesting a cash offer or if they are looking to put their house on the market. Just offering it will allow you to open up that side of the conversation for them.
Awesome. Madison?
Yeah, I'd say going off of that, it gives your sellers options, which everybody loves. So they can get cash offers right off the bat without having to fully go on market and wait and see if they're going to get cash offers that way. So it's a really great way to leverage the platform.
And I love hearing that from both of you. I know you two are both very versed in telling people about eXpressOffers, using the platform. So again, I appreciate you both for stopping by and telling us all about it. For those of you who are just seeing this, definitely come out and get certified, offer cash offers to your seller clients. You can reach us over at the eXpressOffers workplace community. Stay updated on all new things eXpressOffers.
Woo, thank you so much, solutions providers. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Again, if you are not taking advantage of every single thing that we have in that solution hubs, and by the way, shout out to Kendall Bonner. She has been negotiating. She's been putting these things, finding every single trinket and tip and tool and doohickey and doodad and software and technology that she can get her hands on, and getting it and plugging it in to each and every one of your real estate businesses, so that you have multiple streams of income. You have multiple abilities to earn, that you have multiple solutions for your clients to win above and beyond every other brokerage, every other competitor that's out there. So shout out Kendall, and please check out the Solutions Hub. Take advantage of everything that they have over there. And while I'm asking for stuff, listen, we've been delivering so much value on value. I hope you believe that. I hope you feel that. If you do, give us a fire emoji or a firecracker or a thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And while you're doing that, make sure you take a moment to scan this NPS code that comes on the screen. Make sure you take a moment just to scan that and let us know your feedback. More than feedback, just tell us what you're thinking. Did you like it? Did you not like? What do you want to hear more of? You want to hear more about specific vendor providers and specific solution providers. If you want to hear more about anything that we got going on here at EXP, you want to hear more from Brandon, you want to hear more from Brian, you want to hear whatever it is. Listen, we do this for you. We do it for you. So there's no reason to not let us know what you want to hear more. We do it for the people that come on. We do it for the people that subscribe. We do it for our agents. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for checking in for the Big Agent meeting, but don't go away. Don't go away. You know what? Listen, if you've been watching this a while, you know how we do. You know what we do. Next up, we have our iConversations. We're going to kick it over to our top tier producers. If you got value out of this, just wait until our iConversations. We have some of the best, the brightest, the biggest, baddest producers in this industry that's going to be sharing. They're going to be opening up their playbook. They're going to be sharing their blueprints on what they're doing in their business right now across their markets to crush it. So follow Success Leaves Clues, and they're giving us all the clues. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and an incredible weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for checking in to BAM.